Hey y'all, it's getting to be supper time. This video tonight is a little bit different than what we normally do though. We've got a special video at, I think, Sunday that's going to be coming out. So keep an eye out for that. I'll keep you updated as the week goes on, but I think it's going to come out Sunday. But it's going to include a couple nights worth of dinners. So on those nights that we're doing those dinners, then we'll be doing a different type of video for here. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Tonight we are going to be talking about pantry staples. Now everybody considers pantry staples different. Every household, depending on what the kinds of food you eat, your cooking level. If you don't cook, if you order out, or if you're just learning to cook and all this stuff. Anyways, every household is different. Some people just consider salt and pepper pantry staples, and that's fine. What I consider pantry staples, my opinion, is anything that I can't tell you, anything that I try to keep in the house and that I can't tell you how much a serving is. For instance, sugar. If I use sugar in a recipe, I'm not going to be able to tell you how much that serving is that I used. And I always try to keep the sugar in the house. So I consider that a pantry staple. So if you're just starting out in life, or starting over, or just now starting to learn how to do, or whatever, my opinion is to focus on a few select seasonings. Now, salt and pepper is probably the most widely used seasonings that you need. That can completely change a dish. Hint, hint, Raising Cane's, but anyways. So try and get you some salt and pepper. That's two of the main seasonings. Two other seasonings that I highly suggest is garlic powder and onion powder. I use these in probably everything. Well, not literally everything, but at least 95% of it. So those are two more seasonings that I like to use a whole lot of. One more is Kinders. I know you've never heard me talk about Kinders before, so this may be a little bit of a shock. Hold on to your britches. But anyways, Kinders All-Purpose is one that I really like. I also like the roasted vegetable. They have tons of seasonings, but a good all-purpose seasoning, you can use this. I don't know if my camera is shaking. If it is, I'm sorry. But anyways, the all-purpose, you can use this for meat. You can use this for pastas. You can use this for veggies. You can use this for anything, really. But this is not a have to. It's just one that I always try to keep and that I use, and it has lots of flavor to it. But other than the Kinders, I also use a lot of paprika. These are my seasonings that I like to use. Again, the salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and then a special Kinders. And that's what I always try to keep. Now, two other seasonings that I highly suggest is chicken bouillon powder and beef bouillon powder. And again, you don't have to have that. You can actually buy the actual chicken broth and beef broth. There's also vegetable broth and all that stuff. But and you can make your own on this on chicken broth and all that. You can make your own. But a good, quick, you need it, get it out, and cheaper in the long run as far as buying the broth versus the powder is the powder. Right here is the chicken bouillon, and there's different brands, but chicken bouillon powder and beef bouillon powder. Those are two more that they also have tomato powder, but I generally don't use that. Maybe one day I'll try and see what kind of flavor that gives us. But these two I highly suggest. They give a huge amount of flavor to your dishes. And again, I use chicken bouillon powder. I'll put it in taters when they're boiling. I'll put it in noodles when they're boiling. I'll put it on chicken. That just gives a ton of flavor on stuff. So, and then again, you have other seasonings as well. All right, I'm sorry about that. I do believe my camera was shaking, so we went ahead and moved it onto the island. So I apologize about that. But anyways, just to recap: salt, pepper, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, as the specialty kinders, and then chicken bouillon powder and beef bouillon powder. And again, you don't need to get all these at once. If you're going to, you can go every week, every 2 weeks, every payday, whatever. Grab you a seasoning, because I do know these are expensive, especially the specialty seasonings. This right here, this is how many ounces is this? 6 ounces. 6 ounces. Golly. Anyways, this is $4.98 at Walmart. So, I mean, I can't afford to go in there and buy several different seasonings at once. You might be able to, and that's great. I'm happy for you. I can't. So, anyways, you don't have to do everything at once. And that's okay. So, the main, like I said, salt and pepper, and then just move on with all this. But anyways, that's as far as seasonings go. I also like to use other specialty seasonings. Right here is a barbecue rub, chili powder, cumin. But anyways, there's lots of others you can. Oh, Tony's. I always like to keep some sort of Cajun seasoning on. I also have Slap Your Mama somewhere in there, but it's running out. But anyways, that's as far as seasonings go that I think is high on the list. Also, a lot of people may not consider this to be like a pantry staple. I do, because again, I can't tell you how much a serving is when I use this stuff, and I always try to keep it. But milk, I consider milk a pantry staple. Milk, we personally don't really drink milk. I know, you probably should, but we don't, unless it's like chocolate milk, and then my son's the only one that really does. But anyways, we use milk to cook with, or cereal on occasion. But so milk. I also use buttermilk quite often. I consider that a pantry staple, but a lot of people don't, and that's okay. Buttermilk I use for like chicken. If I'm marinating chicken, I like to marinate it in buttermilk. And I also use buttermilk for homemade biscuits and cornbread. And we do cornbread quite often. But if you don't have buttermilk, that's fine. Another pantry staple that I have is white vinegar. I really don't use that a whole lot. You can, it's just I can't even think of a recipe right now. But it's not like it's going to go out next week. It's going to this date is October 1st, 2027, and it's been in my fridge for at least a year. So you have a good long time to use this. And I have used some of it on occasion. You can also use it to clean with. That and baking soda, you can use it to clean with. But back to the buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, and if you have milk and vinegar, you can make your own buttermilk. So anyways, I think the vinegar, let me see, the vinegar is $1.76 at Walmart right now. So $1.76, and like I said, you can even use it to clean with if you want. But anyways, I do suggest getting some vinegar. Excuse me. But anyways, that's not high on the priority list, but it is something like if you run across and you have a couple extra bucks, just go ahead and pick it up. And another thing I consider a pantry staple is minced garlic. And this, I guess, goes and ties in with the seasonings. I use minced garlic, youngins, in probably 90% of the stuff I cook. The whole family, love the garlic flavor. And I rarely do fresh garlic, because as soon as I buy fresh garlic, I'm not going to cook anything with garlic, and then it's going to ruin. But anyways, this right here I got at Sam's Club. This is 3 pounds, and I've used some of it, but I can't remember how much it is. But they sell the smaller things. Oh, I do want to mention that if you know what you're going to get, like if you're going to go shopping for Pantry Staples, if you know you need a few things, and if there's stores, if there's a couple different stores right around, price check, because you will, you'll know and you'll learn. If you do it a few times, you'll learn, unless there's a sale, what's going to be more expensive, what's going to be cheaper, and that kind of thing. And I don't have nothing I can show you with, but do not automatically think the bulk thing is going to be cheaper. That's, I think, a common thought. I have thought that before. Well, the more you get, the cheaper it'll be. That's not always the case. Now, it is most of the time, but it is not always the case. So when you're looking at your price tag, when it's like at Walmart and it says $3.98, down there it will tell you how much something is per, let's say, ounce. So something might be like 31.8 cents an ounce for this size, but if you get a little bigger, it's going to be 27.8 cents an ounce. So if you can afford to get, like I said, most of the time it's the bigger thing, but not always. But if you can afford to get it, the bigger one, or whichever one is cheaper per ounce, then that's the one you need to get, because it'll be cheaper in the long run. Most of the time it is not cheaper at the beginning, but look at the price per ounce, or price per pound, or price per whatever it is, inch, whatever, I don't know. But look at that instead of the actual price. And if you can afford it, then get the one that's cheaper per ounce or per pound or whatever. But anyways, I digress from that. If you have any questions about that, then holler at me, because sometimes I don't explain things exactly right. I have it in my head, but I can't get it out. So anyways, butter. Now this may be a little controversial, because people go to bat over their butter. But this right here is real butter. Okay, this is 1 pound. This is 4 sticks. This right here, let's see, is $3.67. This right here is almost 3 pounds. It's 2 pounds, 13 ounces, and which is more than double this. And this right here is $3.58. So this is even, it's even a few cents cheaper than this. And this is over double the amount. This is real butter. This is margarine. This is vegetable oil. This is, vegetable oil. This is not real butter. This is. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know. I buy this because it's easier for me to measure. I don't use it all the time because I can't tell the difference. I couldn't tell you. If I eat a cake in a store, I'm not going to be able to tell you what butter they use. I don't know. And if people can, then kudos to you. But I can't. So I don't see a difference. And if your pocketbook says that we need to get the blue bonnet, there's nothing wrong, honey. You grab that blue bonnet and you walk to that cash register with your head held high. But anyways, I digress on that too. Also, cornstarch, baking soda, and baking powder. In a lot of the things that you bake, you'll be using baking soda and baking powder. Now, if you don't do any baking, if you ain't going to make fresh bread, and when I say fresh bread, I do include like pancakes, muffins, biscuits, that kind of thing as well. If you don't make none of that homemade, then I wouldn't necessarily get this. But if you're a baker at heart, if you like to bake, if you're just learning to bake and want to, grab this because you're going to need it. Let me see. Baking soda. You can also use the baking soda for cleaning as well. But this right here is 92 cents. So they ain't that expensive. And again, they last. And the baking powder, I lied. No, I didn't lie. This right here is $1.98. So the next time you have a few extra dollars, if you want to learn how to bake, or if you got a cake in mind you want to try it, grab them. But anyways, cornstarch. I generally use cornstarch for frying. This helps things be crispy and stick to chicken, for instance. I help it stick, help it be crispy, crispier than if you didn't use it. So that's why I use that. And I thought I put the price down, but I didn't. So, but it's not going to be that much. This is a pound. They do have other brands. They have, I can't think, Argo. What is that brand? I don't know. But anyways, and again, most of the time, as far as price-wise goes, they're going to have a Great Value brand, and they're going to have the special brand, the brand name. Most of the time, there's no difference, especially when you're putting it as ingredients into something. Get the Great Value. Most of the time, that's going to be cheaper. Not always. But I have run across a few brands that are just as cheap, if not cheaper, than Great Value or whatever the store brand will be at the time. But just keep an eye on that. But anyways, that's what I use cornstarch for. If you don't do any frying, don't get it. But that's what I use that for, and I consider that a pantry staple as well. Let me get this out of the way. All right. Oh, also, I don't have it with me right here, but oil. You're going to use oil in a lot of things. You're going to use oil to saute, to fry, to grease something down, to for your cakes, for your bacon, to put it on vegetables to season. You're going to use oil in a whole lot of things. Now, again, this is controversial. This is my oil, by the way. I do have other oil, but I put it in this so it'll be easy to grab because I got a big thing. I got it at Sam's Club. But anyways, this is controversial, but everybody's all about this olive oil, the avocado oil, and all that. So this is better for you. This is better for you. That's great. I am not arguing that, okay? And I have no idea about it, actually. I'm ignorant on the subjects. What I'm not ignorant on are the prices. And vegetable oil is just as good as anything else for the time being. Now, if you're able to get something else, if you're able to get the avocado oil, get it, okay? If you're, able to get the whatever else oil, I don't even know. These people are against, what is it, nut oils? I don't know. I'm not educated on that, so I can't speak on it. But I do know about the prices. And there's a big difference in vegetable oil and all that. And I use a lot of oil. So I do have and have had olive oil just because, I feel guilty when I start hearing this stuff. But I also have vegetable oil. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I use, this is olive oil, the non-stick spray. Look at me winning here. But anyways, you can spray the vegetables with this if you want to. Spray it on your pan, spray it on your skillet. You'll need something like this. The other brand is Pam. That's a very popular brand. In fact, I'll even call it Pam. Get me some Pam. But everybody knows if I say get me some Pam, I mean give me what's on sale. But anyways, there's that. And that I also consider pantry staples. This right here is not actually an ingredient, but you do need it. If you do any cooking, you do need that. So sugar. And I also have substitutes. I have sugar substitutes, almond flour, stuff like that, because I do use it on occasion. And hopefully I will be starting to use it a lot more later on, because my husband is a diabetic. But anyways, I have that under here. I have it separate so I don't get confused, because the prices are astronomical compared to these. It's, anyways, I won't get started on that. But anyways, if you're going to pick a flour to use, pick all-purpose. You can make this into self-rising with the baking powder and baking soda if you want to. Or, yeah, anyways, I can't remember right now. But if you have to choose between self-rising and all-purpose, choose the all-purpose. You'll bake with it. You'll fry with it. You'll coat stuff. Anyways, I suggest get you some flour if you do any cooking at all. Also, I keep me some butter, some cornmeal. We fix cornbread quite a bit. So, you can also use cornmeal for frying stuff if you want. Maybe hush puppies or something like that. I don't know. But generally, the only thing I use cornmeal for most of the time is cornbread. And we do cornbread a lot. If you can use cornbread. Oh, I also think, in my mind, eggs are pantry staples. We always have eggs. But, excuse me. But anyways, if you want you some cornbread and all you have is what's in your house, then all you need is buttermilk. Buttermilk. Well, you do need buttermilk, or you can do milk. You know what? You could even do water if you wanted to. But anyways, as cornmeal, flour, and an egg. And I put seasonings in mine and stuff. But anyways, that's all you need. The big thing of cornbread. But anyways, sugar. I think sugar is a staple. I have powdered sugar. I use it, especially when I'm baking. Well, really, that's all I'm using it for. That and candy. But anyways, I do consider it a pantry staple, and I keep it. It's not going to expire in the next 6 months. It's not even going to expire in the next year. This is going to last. So if you have a couple extra dollars and think, you know what, I know this is February, but I'm going to make some pinwheel candy for Christmas, and I have a couple extra dollars today, get it. It ain't going to hurt nothing, and you're going to have it. But anyways, and I also think brown sugar is a pantry staple. Now, there's probably other pantry staples, but these are my main things. Again, if you're starting out, the thing I suggest you focus on is salt and pepper, and get a few seasonings, especially if you're not going to jump in and cook right away or cooking a lot right away. But and go every payday. Get a couple things every payday. Take $5, $10 if you can spare $10 every payday, and grab you a few things. Grab you a couple pantry staples. Grab you a few cans to build your cabinet up. Right here, I don't know what that is up there, but green beans was really good to get during Christmas time and Thanksgiving. It was on sale for 50 cents. It's back up to 67 cents right now. But yeah, every payday, take you $5 to $10. Go buy you a thing of flour, a couple cans of green beans, and corn, and throw it in the cabinet, even if you don't need it. If you can spare it, that way, if there comes a time that you're like, I really don't have the extra money for something, then you'll have a few things you can choose from if you can spare. And again, you don't have to do everything all at once. You can do it in time. But anyways, so there's all that. If you all have any questions, please holler at me. I'm not the best cook in the world. I'm not the best. I really don't really bake, but anyways, I don't explain things real well sometimes, but I will try my best to help you, because cooking is something that everybody should know how to do. My oldest, he can cook anything he wants. My daughter, she can cook anything she wants. And my youngest, he's 13 years old, and he can cook anything he wants. If something were to happen, they're going to know how to take care of themselves, their children, and their family. But anyways, and youngins, you can take $50 that you're going to spend down at the restaurant and pack that pantry up. So it's just more cheap. It's cheaper in the long run if you are able to cook. But anyways, again, holler at me if I can help you in any way. I hope that I've not been too confusing during this. So there's that. If you all have any prayer requests, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to pray for you. Everybody that has asked for prayer, I am praying for you every day. And I pray that God takes care of you, takes care of your needs. He knows everyone, even if you don't say what it is, God knows. And He has His plan, and you may not understand it. You may be looking at things like, I don't know what to do, Lord. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what the next step is. I don't know what lies ahead. But you know what? That's okay. You don't have to know because he does. And we're talking about the man that raised the dead, the man that parted the sea. That man is the one that's going to take care of you. So remember that when things get a little overwhelming. But anyways, let me pray for you. It's a sure privilege to pray. So I hope you all have a very blessed night. Before I forget, please go to YouTube and Instagram and look us up, and please follow us there. We're trying to build things up there. I'm not real sure what I'm doing. So if you have any tips, let me know. But anyways, go over there and look for us and be our little family over there, if you will. But anyways, I hope you all have a very blessed evening. I'll keep y'all updated as the week goes on the special video coming out Sunday. So I hope God blesses you all.